Hi, we're Gary and Zoe, and this is our journey. About 4 years ago, we realized the fleeting nature of life. We sold our possessions, purchased a yacht, and built a home in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. Follow us on our 5-year plan. Folks, Gary and Zoe here at the beautiful beach in the Dominican Republic with a little updated video on our traveling with Kobe, our dog. A lot of people have been asking if Kobe's with us and just what kind of a pain in the butt that was. But we're here, we made it, and it really wasn't that difficult. So we figured we'd make a quick video for people who do want to travel with their pet. So the first thing I would tell you is you got to get tickets. And when you get tickets, you're going to notify the airline that you're going to be flying with the dog. Dogs 20 pounds and under typically can go on board in a carry-on that you can keep down by your feet. You want to check with your individual airline to make sure what their regulations are. But a small dog that can turn around inside their little crate will work just perfect. So fairly easy to get that accomplished. What's going to be very important next is that you make an appointment with your vet. Honey, maybe you can cover that for us here.
Yeah, definitely call the veterinarian phone number and let them know that you need an appointment before travel, so you can gather all your information together, your forms and vaccines, and update any vaccines, especially rabies, to make sure that everything is up to date.
Yeah, there's a fairly good amount of dogs running around here, so you don't want any problems, obviously, with your dog.
Yeah, and we chose to come here to Dominican Republic, and it turns out, as I'm going through preparing all my paperwork for Kobe to travel, it turns out the Dominican Republic it's one of the high categorized countries for rabies. So you definitely want to make sure that is updated, and if it's already updated, just make sure that everything's filled out, documented by the doctor, by the veterinarian, and
yeah, the first thing that your veterinarian is going to need to do is to do a little bit of paperwork online. A couple of forms that need to be done by them, and you'll be paying them to do it for you, obviously, but that you need copies of is a certificate of veterinary inspection, all done online. You'll obviously just have to gather the information that they will need about history of the dog, as well as where we're going, that type of thing. The second thing that they will do online is a health certificate export form. These are both done on the USDA Health website, very easy to find. We're going to leave you some links here and a couple of copies of what these forms look like. Try to make it as easy as possible. Your vet should be able to get it all accomplished as long as you leave them at least a few days to make sure that it all gets done and accepted. Another thing that is optional but highly recommended would be to have your dog microchipped. A tiny little chip that they put basically in his skin that he can easily be tracked. Not something that you have to do, but I do highly suggest it. Another thing that you're going to be thrown out of whack a little bit because you don't travel the way you normally would travel. The way you would normally travel is you would probably check in the night before so that you can go right to your gate. When you have an animal with you, you can't do that. You're unable to check in. And part of the check-in process when you do it in advance is to remind you about an e-ticket. So an e-ticket, you do need to make sure you get done before you get to the airport to travel. When you get to the airport, you're going to go to the baggage counter with your baggage and your dog, present your paperwork, and then be able to board the plane. But e-ticket takes a little time to do, so set yourself a reminder. You want to do that the night before and have it all set to go. There's a few bogus websites out there that you can still get it accomplished, but they're going to charge you to help you through it. And it's really not that difficult. You can do it very simply. Again, we're going to put a link down the bottom here to make sure that you get to the right website. Fill all that out. It's just information, obviously, on where you're coming from, what you're bringing, and where you'll be staying and for how long here in the Dominican Republic. Remember, your dog does need to be able to move around in that carry-on. So different airlines have different regulations on size. So check again with your airline. Make sure the size that you can bring. But if you got a fat 20-pound dog, you may have a problem. So you want to probably slim that baby down a little bit before you go.
Well, as we tried doing with Kobe, Kobe's only 16 pounds, but when we're preparing for travel months ahead, we always feed him, good food, not overfeed him snacks, and just to keep him under, the appropriate weight, which is no more than 16 pounds. Keep him healthy too. So, but we didn't want an extra pressure for him to gain weight that he has to lose pretty fast. So that's very, very important.
So a quick little recap there again. What you're going to need is you're going to need a health certificate from the United States Department of Agriculture and a certificate of veterinary inspection. All of this done online by your veterinarian. We are attaching the sheets so you can take a look, maybe take a screenshot, make sure you get the right stuff. Hopefully it'll make it as easy as possible for you. Zoe did most all of it, and we went through with flying colors, no problems.
Mm-hmm. And we will also let you guys know as we return back to the States, the process of importation.
Other suggestions that we would probably make are see your doctor about a mild sedative. Very busy, very noisy at an airport. Dog can get overwhelmed very easily. A good idea that you just kind of calm them down a little bit. You want to make sure you got some snacks, some chew toys, something that's going to keep him busy for the amount of time that's going to take you to fly, and also on any layovers that you may have. One thing you want to make sure that you do in advance is check with your airline and find out where the pet relief areas are for each of the airports that you'll be visiting. When you get off the plane, you know the dog's going to want to go.
Upon arrival to Punta Cana Airport, when we went through Customs and Ministry of Agriculture, there's a desk designated there, and that's where you will bring your paperwork, all the paperwork that you have gathered from the veterinarian, and bring it over to them and submit it. What he or she will do is we'll go over the paperwork. We'll ask for our passports, our IDs, and he will stamp. He will fill out his part of the form from the Dominican Republic. He will fill it out and sign it and stamp it, and it's only a $25 charge for that.
Yeah, and the next thing is a big suggestion is the airport obviously can be a lot of hustle and bustle. So you'd like to get out of there as quick as you possibly can. Arrange for your transportation in advance. Have someone waiting for you to pick you up is always a good idea, with a little sign that has your name on it. When you go to leave the airport, there are going to be literally hundreds of people who want to help you with your transportation. Whether that be Uber, taxi drivers, shuttle buses, you just don't really know who to go to. So know who you're meeting. It's going to make it a lot easier on you, and it's going to make it a lot easier on your pet.
So like I said previously, upon returning to the U.S., there is a CDC Dog Import Form that needs to be submitted. It is online at the CDC website. And all you have to do is fill it out. It's just going to ask you who is importing the dog. Is it the owner? Is it an adoption? Is it for sale? It will ask you those questions. It's very, very easy. I have we'll definitely attach the copy of that form. And you just submit it and you will get the form back in about, the website says 15 minutes. And they do suggest to definitely file this form and submit it 3 days before your flight.
Having your best friend with you is a blessing and a curse, without a doubt. The dog will be spending a great deal of time in heat, because it certainly is warm here. He goes to the beach. He's going to absolutely love it, just as Kobe does. Running in the water, the sand, and they can easily get very dehydrated very quickly. So you want to remember to always be giving your dog water throughout the playtime. When it's super warm, just like you, he's going to get very, very thirsty. We had a situation where we played for a great deal in the water and
in the sand.
And the following day he didn't feel too good, so we had to get some water in him, give him a little bit of medication because he has had some nausea, all kind of typical things that happen when you get too much sun, when you're out in the heat a little bit too much. So we're remembering now that we limit it to a shortened period of time, and we make sure we have plenty of water so that he doesn't get dehydrated, because once he gets on that beach, he's a crazy dog.
So, and we were lucky that we also had, during our travel here, we had located a veterinarian right here in Punta Cana. So about a day or two before he got sick, I had met with the veterinarian with my husband, and we talked about Kobe and his health issues and this and that. I just wanted to establish some type of relationship. That way, in case we needed her, she was there for us. And she wonderful. She gave me the emergency phone number. And when Kobe woke up sick, I called her. She called me right back, told me what to do, gave me instructions, and I followed those instructions. And I will truly, truly recommend her to everyone for the simple reason that she is here in Punta Cana. If you happen to be over here in Punta Cana, wonderful, and we'll give you her information and phone number.
Yeah, and also, so you know, and we'll put a link down the bottom here, but there is a great Facebook page which is dedicated to helping out people with animals that do bring them overseas, or basically it's free advice that they'll give you. If you post a question, a certified veterinarian will answer that question. Yeah. We didn't find out about it till after we had already contacted somebody, but a Facebook friend turned us on to this particular site.
Yes.
And there's a lot of great questions and answers on there, so you might want to take a look at that.
Yeah.
Other than that, you know, having Kobe with us, we're absolutely thrilled. He's right over here in the sand. Where is he? Where'd he go?
Not sure.
He's missing.
I hope he's not in the water again.
Yeah, I hope he didn't get eaten by a shark.
Uh-oh.
Where is he? We'll post a picture so you know who Kobe is if
yes.
you don't, and who we are. We're Gary and Zoe, and we are moving to the Dominican Republic, to Punta Cana. So we're trying to help anyone else that's interested in doing it. Just kind of let us make the mistakes, and you can learn from them.
So it has been a process, and it will be a process. So we're slowly documenting every process that we have to this point. So.
All right. See you soon.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated.